So all the recordings of previous classes are in the, what do you call it, in the YouTube channel for you to watch. Okay, so as I mentioned, do not wait until the end of or the middle of semester or end of semester to understand the course, because you will not be able to understand and you'll fail. So don't blame me if you fail. So don't blame me if you fail this course. I already warned a lot. I warning many times. This course is about understanding and it's not easy to understand. Okay, so therefore you need to understand the fundamentals. And then if you memorize, you will not go nowhere. If you memorize, because it will be an open book exam, no point you memorize. You still cannot answer in the final exam. So the key is understanding. Okay, that's why I give ample of opportunity for you to ask in the class. Okay. Now, so where did we start last time?
Types of defect.
Apa?
Types of defect.
Defect, madam.
Apa tak dengar?
Defect.
Defect. Okay, defects. Just now your video has a problem. Your mic something and it's not clear like Ikram. Don't know what's wrong. Okay. Okay. Dengar tapi macam tak jelas ke telinga saya, tak tahu lah. Maybe telinga saya problem. Okay. Okay. Alright, so let's go for defects. Saya ada suruh baca apa-apa ke? Yeah.
Tak ada, madam. Yang ada pun yang last time yang last class this Tuesday.
Apa?
Madam just asked us to research several topics.
Punya mic problem juga ke internet problem ke? I cannot hear. Is it mic?
Hello? Dengar?
Dengar, cakap je kuat sekali.
Okay. Tadi saya punya gain mic tu saya rendahkan. Apa ni?
Rendahkan, kenapa namanya? So, next time make sure dah tinggi terus.
Right. From Tuesday class last week, we discussed several topics. So madam didn't give us any class on Thursday because we doesn't have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Panjang jawapan doktor. Boleh je kata madam no homework given, please.
Yes.
One thing I'm maybe other lectures okay, but I'm very, when I talk to people, I like it to be direct, short and accurate. That's an engineer. The less we say, if we can say in a journal, because in your FIP you have to write some. Do you have to write a journal paper or is just poster? Do you know FIP 2? You don't know it? Journal. So you have to write a journal. The language to write a journal is not the same as the language that you are writing your thesis. Thesis, nobody cares. No, okay lah, you care. Maybe the examiner will care about what you write in the thesis. So maybe the best is your junior will read your thesis in the future. Maybe that is the best. But generally, if the thesis written, nobody reads the thesis of your senior. Have you read the thesis of your senior FIP? No, right? So you be there like nobody cares. That's the brutal honesty. But you do it for the marks. However, if you write a journal and you publish it, maybe somebody will pick it up and read it. The probability is higher. But it depends also which journal, which publisher, and then for somebody to pick up. But the writing of a journal is different than writing of a thesis. Yes, both are in English, both about your project. However, in journal, the writing is very short and concise. It must be very concise. For example, in your thesis, you may write like a paragraph of it. But in a journal, it will take 2 lines only to explain the whole thing. Right? That's why when you read journal, have you read journals? It's a bit difficult to understand, right? Yes or no? Ikram baca journal tak ni?
Baca ada.
Senang ke nak faham?
Tak. Susah.
It's difficult to understand journal because they are very concise. And you have to read the same sentence a few times because that's how we are taught to write. So we don't have to write to read a lot, a little, but full of of knowledge and information. So that's how an engineer writes, and that's how an engineer talk normally. Okay, so should be simple but direct. They don't like the lawyer. They talk, they will go everywhere around the world before they come to the point. But for us, we go direct. That's an engineer. So we should train you to speak like an engineer. Okay, now. Defects. We talk about defects. We talk about the battery now. Okay, yeah. So we talk about defect and we talk about the energy level. Energy level. How much did I tell you about the defects? What's the last thing I told you about the defects?
Type of defect.
Types of defects. Okay, types of defects. What other type of defects we talk about?
Vacancy dengan dislocation.
So we talk about dislocation, vacancy. Okay, and then this dislocation, vacancy will affect the energy level inside the band gap, right? Okay, next, now I want to talk about how does defect affecting the generation and combination. You still remember what generation and combination? Generation is when you have a process to create free carriers. Recombination is a process where you lose free carriers. Okay, so the arrow here resembles the process of generation and recombination. Now we want to know how does defects having the energy level inside the band gap here, how does that affect the generation and recombination process? Okay. Charge for a while, so let's look at generation. So let's draw the energy band diagram. We have EC. When in the quiz, whenever you draw any energy band diagram or anything, make sure you label it. You label everything that you can label, because if it depends on the quiz marks. If the quiz marks is very high, it means that every single thing you will get marks for writing it down. So especially if the marks is very high, I'll be very detailed. But if the mark is not very high, maybe not so much. Okay, so you need to have everything. So if this if I say in the write up this is silicon of band gap 1.1 eV. So in the question, so you should write here 1.1 eV. That's the value of the band gap. Okay, that's the value of the band gap. Now, to be accurate, the drawing should be like this. It should be from the from the maximum of the valence band to the minimum of the conduction band. Okay, so in quizzes or anything, it's good for you to have a ruler with you, because when I'm drawing this, there's no ruler, but to make it straight, and it should be consistent from this side and this side, right? Because otherwise, if it's like this, if you're drawing like this, for example, and then you draw like this, BCEB, this is like telling us the band gap changes with location, which is not right. Okay. Now, what's next? Okay, now we want to learn about generation with defects. So let's say the defects are in the middle of the band gap. So tengah-tengah ni. Sometimes capital T, sometimes small t. Both means traps. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So now, but don't make ED. ED will be the donor energy level. So that's why you make it ET, traps. So the ED become donor, EA become receptor. So they're confusing a line. That's why you make it traps. Now, so normal generation will have the electron will be generated like this, right? And this is called band-to-band generation. But when you have defects, what happens is the electron will generate like this. It will jump. It will be excited to the energy level of the traps. Then from the energy level of the trap, it will go to the conduction band. Okay, so having the trap energy level becomes like a intermediate steps. I always explain this like apa nama ni? Like a river, because sometimes the concept you need to understand the concept. I will try to make an analogy that make it easier to understand. For example, imagine this is like a river. So here is the water. So if you are here, okay, this is you, the electron, okay, and this is the other side of the river. If you're going to this to the other side, okay, so you have to jump to go to the other side. Which one do you prefer? To jump directly like this or jump through the to this intermediate step?
Intermediate step.
Why?
Because doesn't require much energy.
Yes, so it doesn't require much energy. So for example, if this is in the middle, this energy, what's the energy here? Huh?
Less than 1.1 EV.
What?
Less than 1.1.
Yeah, of course lah. What?
0.55.
Okay, thank you. Of course, less than 0.11. But we are engineer, we accurate with the values here, because if we can calculate, we calculate. If cannot, we estimate. But the worst thing is to like make it very general. If you don't have any information, make it very general. But if you have information, you need to be as accurate as possible. So, okay, so this is 0.55 EV. So imagine this electron only need 0.55 EV and then another 0.55 EV. The probability of getting 0.55 and another 0.55 is higher compared to you have to gain that you need to jump 1.1 EV. So electron similar, they will find the easiest route. So like for current, right? You still remember in your first year, you learn about electric circuit. And you know why? Remember, if you still remember, kalau ada ni macam ni. So if you have a like this and current are flowing, you know which one, but this is parallel, right? Parallel currents, voltage the same, current different. So yeah, so the current will always want to go to the lowest resistance, right? The electron doesn't like to go through difficulty. Like here lah, we human being also, we always find shortcut. So for example, there's this and then there's one. So you have this resistance, but you have another one with like, oh, and you have another one short circuit here. Most of the current will go to the short circuit because there's no resistance at all, right? Because that's the easiest path. Although we have this, but all of the current mostly will go here. It will not go here. Okay, that's the nature of the carriers, the electron. So they will go through this. So okay, so you tell me process A and process B. So B is generation through traps. A is the generation band-to-band generation. Which one will give you more free carriers, A or B?
B.
Why
B.
B, Kamalia?
Because there is more electron to jump. Because it has
There's more
small,
electron to jump. Is that correct?
more electron to be excited.
More electron to be excited, is that correct? So as I say, semiconductor is very tricky. Kalau jawab macam tu, maybe I give you like 30%. Kalau out of 100%, so tak pas pun. So dia saya faham apa, I understand what you want to say, but it's not accurate. It means wrong. Sebab dia ada double maksud. It means something else. So anybody can detect what's wrong with the statement. Aiman. Anything wrong with the her statement just now? Aiman,
Yes.
are you there? No,
Yeah.
Aiman Elmi. Oh, so panggil Elmi, tak apa. Saya nak Aiman Elmi. Saya duduk tengok muka orang lain tapi sorry. Kenapa Elmi tak bergerak kata tu sebenarnya banyak kali. Okay. Elmi.
I do not know what's wrong with her statement because she said that B root B.
No, the answer is correct, but her justification why is wrong.
I do not know. No
Is
idea.
it because she didn't mention that they require less energy to be excited?
No, even her statement yang tak that one, the statement alone is wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's not complete, but the worst is it's wrong. It's not complete, you will get lah half a mark. But if it's wrong, then that's it, you maybe get 0. So kenapa? Why is it wrong? It's a good example that Kamala gives, because this is the common the way that students answer in the quizzes or final exam. They're suddenly shocked because they didn't get it right and they maybe fail. So anybody else who can detect why is it wrong? Faris.
Is it more electron to be excited?
Can you speak louder, please? Awak pun tak tinggi.
More electron. More electron to be excited to the conduction band. The probability to.
No, why her statement is not right?
Can you repeat statement? I don't remember.
Hola, okay, sister. Can you repeat that again? He cannot remember.
It's the same as you said. The more electrons can be excited to the connection line.
Maybe more maybe more electron hole to be excited to the connection band. No.
Your statement just now, saya rasa you answer slightly different in the beginning. There is very slight difference, Kamalia. So your answer is more electron are excited to the conduction band. Saya ada slightly different. Kalau boleh buka recording, ada
I
slightly difference in your answer, huh?
I think before that I said jump to the conduction band.
Bukan problem daripada jump ke excite tu. No, not that problem. The problem is with when you say there are more. So because the why the statement was wrong, because when you say you have more electrons that can be excited. The thing is, in the valence band, we know in the valence band there are a lot of electrons. Okay, there are like billions of electrons, and in case A and case B is the same number of electrons, right? So the reason why in this case why case B has a higher free carriers, because that is the probability for the electron to be excited to the conduction band is higher, because of less energy is needed to excite them. So when you talk about semiconductor, it's always about probability. Sebab why electrons are we deal like electrons are like particles, right? But electrons can also be dia macam pening sikit ya. The electron can also be be looked at or have a characteristic of like a wave. So bila wave tu dia panggil probability. Why do we why sometimes some phenomenon with the electron can be explained for it as a particle. So the one that we'll be learning in this course, semiconductor course, we deal as if the electron, we can explain everything with the electron as a particle. However, if you go further, you will learn that, oh, there are certain phenomena that you cannot explain if the electron is like a particle. You need to explain it as electron as a wave. Why? For example, I don't know if I asked this question or not yet. Has anybody in the world seen an electron? You think anybody in the world seen with a microscope an electron?
No.
No, madam.
No. You sure? Even the most expensive one? The answer is no. Never. Can you imagine that? And we do the whole entire semester, and the entire semiconductor industry, everything is based on the existence of electrons. Can you imagine if electrons are not there? But they will say you are crazy for not believing electrons are there, but nobody has seen it. You know why? Do you know why we cannot see electron?
Too fast. Light speed.
Huh?
Light speed.
Okay, is that correct? Electron moving in the speed of light? Huh? Correct or wrong? Islam, Ismail.
Electrons moves the speed of light.
Is that right or wrong? Some of you are googling it, but it's okay. How you check? Just answer what you think. It's okay if you
see. I think. There's some.
Huh?
Is it behavior? The behavior.
He said that the speed. The speed,
yeah. I don't think so.
Why?
Because there's something that if it's behavior like.
So you can Google. Okay, everybody can Google.
Less than 1 second from 1%. For
Speed of light.
Yeah, so it's actually not the speed of light. It's less
Yeah.
than speed of light. So it's very fast. Okay. So it's less than speed of light. So we cannot measure anything, even light, the speed of light, we cannot capture light. Light is like, because that is the fastest. It's amazing. Subhanallah. You think, when I was teaching, I was talking about electron hole. Then I saw this. I went to so I like to watch short videos. So in TikTok, rather than watching all this, dancing or thing, there are like physics short videos, very, very, very good. So they were talking about this light. This person they talk, but the way they put it is more interesting than my class lah. So the way they put it is more interesting. So you can like get the information faster maybe. So you were talking about the speed of light, and then speed of light is the fastest thing that anybody knows. So that's why everything, if it's something like the moon, the planet, right? We measure in the light year. How long is it? So we don't talk about kilometers anymore. We talk about the planet is like 10,000 light years from the Earth, right? So how they do it, they calculate based on how the light will travel. So it's very interesting. So this light is the fastest thing, but these astronomers, they study the space, and they found many things which are like, they also boggle about it, and for example, the trouble, the most bizarre thing is like, we think we are significant. If I ask you, Islam, are you significant? Yes, my life is everything. We feel that our life is everything, right? So we feel like, oh, what I do matters. So do you know that the Earth, the whole Earth, right, as compared to the sun, what is the significant size of the Earth and the sun? Washamsu. The sun, how big is Earth in comparison with the sun? You can Google about it. I can't remember. Maybe can you Google now? I think it's 8 million, something like that. Earth like so significantly small as compared to the sun, and that is only the sun. You say sun is a star, right? Sun is one of the stars. And in the galaxy, there are many stars, and there are many other stars which are bigger than the sun. Subhanallah, and still we think that we are significant. Crazy human being, and they think they are powerful. They think they know everything. Compared to the celestial bodies around us, we are insignificant. But human beings are crazy. They think they are significant. They don't listen to what Allah says. If you think about it, it doesn't make sense, and you don't want to submit yourself to Allah's wills. Allah say, okay, cover the aura properly. No, I want to look beautiful this way. I want to wear. I don't want to follow Allah. Allah says cover properly. No. You feel that you know better than the one who created everything else. It's crazy. And this, have you found the how much? Anybody?
Yes, it's 109 times the diameter of the Earth.
In terms of diameter, but in here is we put they are like in terms of volume.
Oh, 1.3 million Earths fit in the sun.
You say 1.3 billion.
Million. Yeah.
1.3 million. So okay, say 1 million also. We give discount 1 million, the size of the sun to us in terms of volume. Subhanallah, crazy. And there's only the sun. Can you imagine if you are in hellfire, how big is the hellfire as compared to the sun? Like, yeah, even there's like nothing if you go to hellfire, So, and if our planet is like slightly tilted towards the sun, we will all die due to the heat of the sun. Even now you feel, oh, I got sunburn lah, it's so hot over here, right? But subhanallah, it's like, why people are so arrogant? That's why Allah doesn't understand. And that's why Iblis is the worst. Iblis know who Allah is. You know, the majesty of Allah, and he still, you know, disobey Allah. He knows and disobey and feel arrogant. That's why Allah really angry to Iblis. So for us human being also, I think it's crazy. We don't know who we are. We think that we are so great, right? And amazing. If you read all this, I like, because my research is about, I will tell you a bit of my research. That's why we need to have passion about our research. A good researcher will always feel passionate about what they do. If you're a good cleaner, you'll be passionate about your cleaning work. If you're a passionate engineer, if you're a good engineer, you'll be passionate about what you do. So my research is in you know, the effects of radiation towards semiconductor device. When I did my PhD, there's no radiation at all. I just do normal semiconductor, but on quantum dot high-end technology. But it come back to Malaysia, I cannot do it anymore because we don't have the money, we don't have the facilities compared to UK, right? So Malaysia is not so rich, and all this high-tech research needs a lot of money, especially in the area of expensive area like semiconductor. If it's mechatronics, it doesn't need a lot of money. Okay, like programming, you don't need a lot of money. You just like in front of everybody can do it. India can do it. China, India can do it. Now China is getting richer, so they are like competing in the richest on the researchers of high end and expensive. So I don't know. Fortunately or unfortunately, I'm in this area, which is semiconductor. You know, and this is to me is fardu kifayah, that I make sure that I know about this research and a Muslim know about this. So not everybody knows. If you ask anybody else, you ask any other lecturer about semiconductor characterization and radiation, I think I can bet you in the whole of Kuliah of Engineering, maybe I'm the only one, or maybe one or two. The other two is my junior, right? So it means that whenever you do something, you must try to be the best in whatever you do, not for the sake of yourself. This is fardu kifayah, means as a Muslim has to know it. You don't know, one day the Khalifa, you know, maybe I make dua, so one day we can get back our Khalifa Islamia, and we have this Khalifa, and they can say, oh, okay, we want to build something to the space. I want to know the effect of radiation to this item that we want to send to the space. So if there's no Muslim who knows this, then we have to rely on the non-Muslim, right? And you don't know whether they will tell you the truth or no, because you're not the expert. So that's why we need to have a Muslim need to be the best in whatever they do. So so this is my area. So radiation, and a lot of radiation, either in nuclear reactor, you go to nuclear reactor like Fukushima, or in Malaysia we don't have it. There's a debate before we want to do it or not. Najib wants to make a generation, because actually it's very clean. The energy production from nuclear reactor is actually very, very clean. There's no CO2 being that will come out if you use uranium and so. However, as happened, if you're not careful, then even Japanese who are careful, because there was tsunami, then the whole thing broke down and you have nuclear disaster. Okay, so you can have radiation there. Another thing, another place that you can find a lot of radiation is the space full of radiation. And subhanallah, Allah is ever, is very merciful and loving, that before it, if you go to, I will encourage you to go to Planetarium Negara in KL. There's it's not Pusat Sains Negara, is it? The National Center of Science, or it's Planetarium, a National Planetarium. I can't remember the name of that place, but I went there before. I remember I brought my students to go over there, and there's this you can go to if you pay extra, there's a like a hall. You see in the hall, then you play like a video, but the beauty of it, the hall, even the ceiling is full with the with the screen, so you are surrounded like 180 degrees from bottom top to the top. So you can see the stars on top of you. So when they play it, it's very nice. And but one of the things that they talk about the radiation from space. So when they think about radiation from space, Allah has made like special shield that stop the radiation from coming into the earth. If there's no this shield, we will die, you know, all of us will die. If one crack on the shield, we all die. It's because I know this is radiation, it's very dangerous. People die in Fukushima, everything, right? Just because of you. And if you get that radiation, it gives cancer to you, and you can pass it to your baby, you know, and your generation. So it's crazy, this nuclear thing. So so a lot of radiation in the space. That's why I like to study the space as well. And it's fascinating. If you look at it, there are many bodies out there, which is many of light years away. And how do we know? They calculate the lights have to travel like 8,000 years until they reach you, until they reach Earth. Then how they calculate, they say, oh, this is eight light years away. And this is only, you know, brothers and sisters, the biggest, the galaxy, everything, and it's only the first level of the sky. Allah says there are 7 skies. And the galaxy, which is like billions of light years away, is still, subhanallah, is still only the first layer of sky. So who are you, insignificant to the world that Allah created? Why are you so arrogant and still don't want to follow? Why are you so lazy to read Al-Quran every day? Why are you, you know, why are you not following what Allah says? So if we only know this, you know, that's why Allah says in the Quran, who knows that ayah? You know, the one who fear Allah are the ulama. Who knows the ayah in Arabic? The Quran. Can you repeat that again? Can you say louder and clearer? Can you hear Elmi? No. So still not clear, Ismail. Islam, say louder. Innama
yakhshallahu min ibadihi al-ulama.
Yeah. Innama yakhshallahu min ibadihi al-ulama. So this ayah, the one who fear Allah, yakhshallah, min ibadihi, from his slaves, from you and me, al-ulama. And ulama here, I remember Prof. Khalid, I don't know whether you met Prof. Khalid or no. Prof. Khalid, Khalid Al-Khatib, he's from Iraq. He previously a professor in ECE, but he already retired. And I remember when he translated this, he said, the ulama here refers to the scientists, can also be referred to the scientists. So the scientists are the one that fear Allah. So you are all engineers and scientists, like we engineer, we scientists, we know about science. So you should fear Allah more than other people. But the problem is we don't understand what we learn in your engineering 4 degrees. You just memorize whatever you learn. So it has no impact to you. Right? It shouldn't be like that. We are the one who should be most impacted of all this, and we should fear Allah. And because of the majesty, that is the only, and then that's why Allah said the creation of the heaven and earth, you know, is more powerful than creation of you, and you still think you are significant and arrogant. Oh, crazy. So the way Allah punished us in the Quran, but we still, but no, because we don't understand what's in the Quran. We don't go and study. We have time, we play games. We have time. Faris, what do you do with your free time? Can you share? Faris.
I'm doing my hobby.
What's your hobby?
One of it is playing game. Playing game.
Playing games?
Playing game, sport, outdoor sport.
Outdoor sport. Outdoor sport is okay because Allah wants us to be strong with our physical, so that you can pray. But playing games, I don't know I don't see any. I am a I will tell you, everybody. I'm the, what do you call it? What's the word? Not what's the opposite of defender?
Attacker?
Ah,
Attacker?
attacker. Attacker means sounds a bit weird, but it's okay lah. I'm the attacker of esports. Or this game. There's this because I don't see. It's like, you know, esports are like alcohol. You know, this from my perspective as a technologist, because you know why? Because in the Quran there are many places say there are ayah in the Quran that Allah says alcohol, there's something good, but the bad is more, right? Who knows the ayah? Never mind. So this is not a you know, this is not a Islamic class, but every class should be Islamic, no? The essence of education in Islam for you to glorify Allah. If in the end you study everything, but in the end you feel you are powerful and better than Allah, there's something wrong with the education from Islamic perspective. So what I was saying just now, yeah. So alcohol, there, before Allah make it haram, there are stages of the ayah in the Quran that's telling it's not good. Okay, so first previously I would say, okay, esports not good. Then after that, so now I'm the stage of the third stage, haram already for me. If you know why? Because Allah said, because there are good things in alcohol, but also there are bad things, and the bad things are more. Looking at esports, yeah, it's good. It makes your thinking, you can think about it, but you can do many other things also to think. But the bad thing is you wasting your time, and the worst is you can get addiction to playing games. And I've seen students who are addicted to playing games, and then I don't understand why the adults, you know, why the government are you know, what do you call it, is promoting esports. Because I've seen mothers, you know, my friends' mothers, other mothers who are crying because, you know, their sons are disobeying them because of games. And one of the mother was crying, telling me his son ran away from the house because the mother said, stop playing. And then it's closed the Wi-Fi. And the son, you know, the son was like, I think 13 or 14 years old, left the house. It's crazy.
Addiction, madam, if you think about it. I mean, I'm a victim. I used to do esports, and I gamed for over 5,000 hours. Looking at, I stopped gaming like recently. I quit. I didn't stop. I quit gaming.
Oh, Alhamdulillah.
It is an addiction. I'm gonna agree with you. It's
Yeah.
the ever wasting your time. Imagine those 5,000 hours. I could have a professor in something. If I spent all this time doing something like useful, you know.
True.
I think about it. It's a waste of time. I could have done so many things.
Yes, you should. You could
more beneficial.
True. And then you impact the world.
Sports, anything,
yeah. You'll be fulfilling your purpose of life, why Allah created you. If you play games, you don't impact anything. It doesn't bring to the purpose of life, why Allah created you in the first place. So Alhamdulillah, you managed to go out. There are people who cannot go out. Alhamdulillah, you should thank Allah for that. Some people
I think you grow out of it. Like when you start, like, I don't know, maybe because I don't know, but for me, like, I grew out of it. Like, I had like more priorities. I found like this is waste. I realized it's a waste of time. I mean, I knew it was a waste of time, but I still did it though. Like, so I felt guilty. Like the guilt was there for a long time, but I was still doing it. And to the point where, like, you know what, I gotta stop. I have to put a stop in this. And I stopped. It's just a willpower. It's not easy. And it's
just like, you know, addiction to smoking, to alcohol, to drugs. It's not easy. It's not easy, but if you have the like you said, the main key is the willpower. If you're not strong enough, you will like drown again. And also your friends. If you are surrounded with friends that every day ask you to play esports, and then you cannot. Yeah.
That's the most important part. The friends, just the people surrounding you. Actually, that was the reason why I couldn't stop, because of the people around me. That's my circle. We're all playing games, so it's hard to, like, it's hard to leave the circle.
Mm.
So
So, you
have
leave the
to-
circle or what? What happens now?
I left the circle, yes. And then eventually the whole circle, like the whole foundation collapsed. Like once someone leaves, it's hard. Like I think everyone leaves as well. Like I mean, all my friends, they all stopped as well, which is good.
Which is good. Alhamdulillah. It takes one person to stop Faris, something like that. So it's true, especially for brothers. You cannot live without your friends normally. This through my 20 years of observation. Sisters, normally you are stronger. No, we are stronger. So sisters, they have their friends, but they can, if they decide they can live alone, they have a stronger willpower. I believe so, but also very weak in certain things. There are certain things you are very weak. I pity the sisters, but there are certain things you are strong. Okay. So Allah created human being like that. So, but the brothers, I say, it's always the friends, it's always the friends. Like, why you smoke? Because all my friends are smoking, madam. I saw him in the first year. He was like, mashallah, he was like very good student, top of my class. And akhlaq wise tip top. I said, like, wow, mashallah. He's from Kashmir. I still remember him. And then in the fourth year, I teach in electronics in first class. He's ECE. So I don't see him many because I only teach that subject. I didn't say fourth year. I saw him in I don't know. Somehow I saw him like bertempung and then I say, okay, brother, I don't remember why, and then he needs to come and ask me to see me to ask something in my office. So when he came, I was the academic advisor at that time. In the third, fourth year, I was the academic advisor. So he came. His appearance was already different. It's like previously he was smart, wearing smart clothing, hair okay, nice hair. And in the fourth year, his hair is like over here already. The face, you can see the shabbiness. It doesn't look like a good student, right? So, good student have a face. Do you know that? So bad student also have a face. Only the lecturer know which good and bad. Look just by looking at the face, the nur that coming from your face. So, so I'm laughing at this, but it's true. So then he came. I can see there's no nur in his face. So then he was, I say, and then he was talking, and then and I said, what happened to you? Do you the first thing I normally, if student comes to see me, the first thing I ask, do you pray 5 times a day? That's the first thing normally if I face to face, because many students are not praying 5 times a day. Now I don't know why we finish our syllabus, but it's okay. So we go to this, but this is important. Praying 5 times a day is more important than semiconductor device. Okay, so but madam, we need to score and pass semicon. Yeah, don't worry, we'll go through that, inshallah. So then so he was like he said I'm still praying. So he said, but 1 and 2 off. Say okay. So and then after a long conversation, somehow it turns somehow I don't know. Allah always give me, I don't know what, the thing that in the end I will ask the right question, and then suddenly I will stumble upon the problem of the student. So in the end, the student he told me he's now smoking. Like, wow, you are smoking? So when do you start smoking? Do you know that, does your parent know that you are smoking? No, madam. When I go back to Kashmir, I will stop smoking altogether. But when I'm IUM, I'll start smoking. So he behaves like he's a good son in front of the parents. Can you feel how the parents feel? If I'm the parents, I feel very sad. My son is lying to me. But he managed to control it in front. But in IIM he will smoke every day, because I can see from because maybe the smell, he comes in my room. I'm very sensitive to the cigarette smell. I know. So even if you smoke already like 3 hours ago. So then he said, so why did you smoke? He totally, and the CGPA runs down, he become lazy. So what happens to you? He's actually a genius, basically. I see him very smart. Say friends. So what? So you cannot. Why you are friending this kind of people? There's no other friend, madam. I don't have other friends. This is the only friend that I have. Very sad. And I say, well, if this is your friend, your friend is not a good friend, then it will bring you to, hellfire or something like that. So you better like leave your friend. So I don't know, in the end, after that, I didn't see him again. He said, yes, okay, but I asked him to stop smoking. It's not good to lie to your parents. But in the end, all his life also like crumbling because of his doing this. So yes, brothers and sisters, try to do muhasabah, of your life. Are you using your time properly? Especially, if you wasting your time playing games, and it can be addicted, and sometimes the game also have many un-Islamic washing of your brain inside the games. I don't play games, but I think I know. You're looking at the features of the ladies in the game, it's not like normal features. It's crazy. So and also the other thing, the killing, everything, you become normalized of this killing, and then another thing, while I'm at it, another thing is anime. I don't understand also anime. This thing, people are watching all anime thing. For me, it's also I don't know much, but I think it's a lot wasting of time, and also I think it's brainwashing you. This anime thing. Also the pictures are not good pictures, and they have this demon slayer. I don't know the name. I was because I don't know what you're watching. All students want to like to watch anime. So last 2 nights I opened one film about anime. The title was Demon Slayer. I was like, okay, what is this? So then so when I watch it, I said, Ya Allah, this is all like totally against our akidah in the anime. And you watch it? Why? Why you put in your head and your brain and your heart something which against your akidah? Why? Why you want to corrupt your heart by watching all this? Anybody wants to defend here? It's your time. Huh?
No, I'm with you. I don't like anime either. My brother loves it though.
Okay, so nobody want to defend. Okay, brothers and sisters, you'll be answering this to Allah in the day of judgment if you don't answer now. I'm already warning you. So you answer to Allah. Why you are, in Malay we say sogokkan kepala awak, sogok like pushing ideas of the it's not even not it's not only un-Islamic, it's shirk in your head. And then you realize why the earth are like this, because we are happy with the shirk things. Madam, it's only a cartoon. That I'm defending it for you. Okay, since nobody want to defend, madam, it's a cartoon, so what's the problem, right, Aiman Kamaruzaman, huh? Yeah.
Yes, madam.
It's not a problem, it's a cartoon only, right? It's not real. So why madam so worried, huh?
Don't know, madam. I don't know how to defend.
Do you watch anime?
Just one, but I'm not watch it all day.
Once
I'm not
a
watch
day.
it. Yeah. Not once a day. A week only one.
Once a week.
Yeah.
It's like more than you fast once a week. Do you fast once a week? Fasting. No, just kidding. No, don't answer that. Okay. So if we can fast at least once a week, right? But no, we do other things more than what Allah asks us to do. Remember our relation with the sun and the whole galaxy. I'll just put everything in perspective. So even if it's a cartoon, the elements that are real. And then when I watch this anime and this demon slayer, this demon, na'udzubillah min zalik, it's just like the jinn. I think they got this inspiration from the jinn and shaitan and iblis. This my thoughts are that give inspiration to this anime character, to put the character. It's true, because why I'm telling this, I'm telling you because maybe you are naive, you are following for for nothing, like for fun. But it's not for fun, brothers and sisters. There are elements that they want to put inside you. And when you look at the demon thing or any creature in this anime thing, even apa tu? Cerita apa tu? You know, Harry Potter or this or the what Hobbit or what the other story, this movie of the Hollywood or the Japanese or anything. If you look at the creature that they created, it's so real. And where did you get the inspiration from? So I believe they got from the jinn, because the jinn, if you go and watch now, instead of wasting your time watching hours of anime and esports, go and learn about, you know, about Islam. And then if part of Islam is to believe in the ghaib, al-ghaib, things that we don't see. And part of the things that we don't see is malaika, and you know, and also jinn. So if you watch that, you know, there's one video that I watched, you know, when the person that got jinn in himself, the way he moved, exactly like the character in the movie. I had to watch this movie because it was in the bus. Crazy, in the bus they put the movie there, everybody have to watch it. So because you don't have anything else to do, I was watching it, my daughter was there, so like, and it's so totally against the aqidah, you know, the film Maleficent. Have you watched it? No? Oh, very good Islam. Do not watch it. Okay, so those who watch it, it's like, because I was crazy, you know, it's the arm, how they move, right? Exactly like the one this jinn in the Islamic, when they're possessed by the jinn. So I'm convinced all these demon and in other they are being inspired by the jinn, because they're living in the jinn world, so they know what these creatures look like. They are not pretty like us. So why are we like supporting this industry? That's question. You'll be answer. You think that's you don't give in. It's free, madam. I'm not supporting. No, by even watching it, you see how many likes, how many watching, how many people like scrolling through. Everything are supporting to the industry, and you'll be answerable to Allah, okay, on the day of judgment. So I'm warning you already. So okay, let's go back to semiconductor. So I was saying, I was talking about the world and the light years, and you know, electron. Now we go back to electron, and electron and the electron and the nucleus. So the nucleus is very small. Yes, it's very small, but in comparison to the electron that orbiting the nucleus, the electron are insignificant compared to the nucleus. The same as Earth, you know. We are insignificant compared to the sun and to the everything. However, electrons have a property, and we're going back that, so the electron property, the speed is less than light, and the reason why we cannot see is, number one, because we cannot at one time the electron is like a wave. The electron will keep on moving, so we cannot capture at one place. It will keep on moving. So if we can, that's why our equipment are not able to see the electrons, but the electrons are there. and the thing is, that's why people, the atheists, will say, oh, you know, we don't believe in God because we don't see God, we don't see Allah, but the whole entire proof is over there, but still you don't want to believe Allah's there. So you are crazy. As the same as you say there's no electron, the same as you say that Allah, the God, is not there. Okay, right. But that's why innama yakhshallahu min ibadihi ulama, because the one who, but you say, oh, apa, the one who already died, Stephen Hawking, ke apa nama dia, say there's no God. The conclusion, something wrong with him as well. Okay, right, let's go back to here. Right, so now why are we talking about this? I can't remember, but okay, let's go back to the generation through defects. So okay, so this electron will now excite to the trap energy level and then go to the conduction band. The same goes to hole. If you have a hole, the hole will also do the same. So you have a hole over here, it will go like this as well, the same. So if we talk about recombination, so something like this. Okay, so this is the conduction band, this is the valence band. So if there's a trap in the middle, so how the recombination, you lose free carrier. So the electron will, normally the electron will combine band to band. This is band to band, band to band. But now, because there's a this trap energy level, the electron will combine through here. Okay, and then remember last time when we talk about recombination, we say recombination will release energy, right? Generation, you take energy, then generation you will release energy. So the same goes here. So here you will release energy. So let's say this is 1.1 eV. So this energy that being released is 1.1 eV if it's band to band. So what is this? What's the energy release over here? How much of the energy release here? It will be 0.55 eV, but two particle of the light. 0.55 eV divided by 2. Okay, but okay, now you understand, right? So if you have defect, it will increase the probability of generation and recombination. So even here, the case here also increase. So you have more recombination over here compared to over here. So now the question is it good or bad? Okay, let's have a debate. Who thinks it's good? Allah, 9:40 already. Who thinks it's good and who thinks it's bad? Everybody need to answer. Aiman, Kamaluzaman. Good or bad?
I think it's bad.
Okay, then after this I will ask why. Okay, Aiman say
Alright.
bad. Hana?
I'm still thinking about it.
Think fast. I'll go back to you. Hassan? Good or bad?
Not sure, madam.
Huh?
I think bad. Not sure.
Bad. Islam?
It's good.
Good? Okay, good. Kamalia, you say good or bad?
Bad.
Bad. Ikram?
I think it's good.
Huh?
I think it is good.
Good. Ikram said good. Aiman? Ilmi?
I think it is bad.
Bad. Faris?
I think it's bad.
Huh?
I think it's bad.
Bad. Rahimi?
Good, madam.
Huh?
Good.
Good. Garib? Ahmad?
No, I didn't catch the question. Can you repeat it again?
So my question is it good or bad to have this defects, this process defect for generation recombination?
The one with the one the
Yeah, you have defects, the trap energy level. Maisara?
For me, trap in generation is good, but trap in recombination is bad.
Okay, all right. Interesting. Yeah, going back to you, Hana and Ahmad.
It's bad.
Hana says bad. Ahmad?
bad.
Okay, bad. Now, there are 3 persons who say good. So who said good just now? Elmi? Siapa tadi? Kamalia? You say good, right? No. Who said good just now? And Miss, there are few person who say good just now. Who said good? Ikram. Okay. So let's ask from Ikram. Why you say it's good?
I think when I think it is good because there will be more free carrier in the conduction band.
So we should put more defects in our semiconductor, right? Is that so?
I think what my Sarah said is true.
Oh, my Sarah said it's true now. Okay. So what my Sarah said? What do you agree about my Sarah?
It is good in generation process, but in recombination.
Okay, let's ask Elmi. You agree with Ikram?
I say it bad, but I do understand why he said it's good.
Oh, so
in-
you say it's bad. Who said it's good just now? Ismail, your answer was what? It's not Ismail, Islam. I called your family name. Islam.
I say it's good. I
Huh?
don't have any reason to say it's good.
Cannot hear you.
Yeah, I say it's good, but I don't have any reason to say it's good. I say that.
How can you say you have no reason when you say something?
I don't know. I just thought like this.
No, you cannot say you don't know as an engineer.
Yeah, I want to understand it.
You cannot say I say it's good because my heart says so. I feel in my heart that it's actually good. You cannot say like that, in the quiz or anything. Okay, all right, it's okay. So let's ask who says it's bad. Why is it bad? Rahimi.
Bad.
You say it's bad, right?
Good, madam.
You say it's good. Why is it good? Oh, you are the other one who says it's good, huh? Why is it good?
Good because can get more free carriers.
Free carriers. But as I said, so we should have more defects in our structure, in our.
No,
There?
slightly maybe, but for semiconductor, no.
Of course, if defects are in semiconductor, we're talking about semiconductor now, brother. So, is it good or bad? Make up.
Bad.
Bad pula, okay. Why is it bad?
Because too many free carriers.
Why too many free carriers is bad?
Why is bad?
Why?
Don't know, madam.
Huh?
Don't know, madam.
You don't know? Okay, who else want to answer here?
Can I answer, madam?
Yeah, sure.
It's bad because the probability of the electrons and holes to recombine to the valence and conduction band is higher because the energy required is less. So it's like when the probability is higher, that means there's less free carriers, isn't it? When there's recombination.
Yes, if we talk it, if we say in two separate scenario, just generation and recombination alone. There's no other process. Is it good or bad?
Isn't it? Isn't it that we want them to be more free carriers, and in recombination they will go to the bands because there's wait, sorry. I was thinking that it was bad because more electrons would be recombined, so that would be bad because we want free carriers.
Let's not assume, because once the electron, the free carriers are in the respected bands, we can put voltage supply and it will not recombine. We'll get it. So
okay. I don't know.
Okay, let's ask the one, Aiman. If you cannot answer this, I don't know. Aiman, try to answer. My Sarah, get ready. Do you agree with my Sarah answer or no?
No.
No, why?
because in generation, if we have defect, we can control the free carriers. And in
What do you mean you
free,
cannot control?
because the electron, wait,
Huh?
yeah, what does it mean by free carriers in
You have 2 minutes. Quickly.
I'm not sure.
Not sure pula. Okay.
Yeah.
So you agree with
So
my Sarah now? No?
no.
No,
I still
still.
disagree.
You still not, you don't agree, but you don't know why.
I don't know why, because the free carriers in connection band when have defect. Yeah.
Okay. I will answer
And
for everybody. Let's relieve you from this misery of not knowing. I don't know, many answers. Some answer generation is good, recombination is bad. It's a creative, but wrong. Okay. It's creative, but it's wrong. The answer is you know the name defects. There's something not good about defects. So if you say it's good, something wrong already. Sometimes, but you know it's but this is slightly like tricky because you know it's creating free carriers, right? By having the traps, you have extra free carriers. So the answer is and this is the answer if you do for those who do electrical Aiman, when you do your FIP electrical, whenever you have defects in the structure or in a device, you will see more current. So they call it leakage current. So this is my whole PhD, like 2 or 3 years just doing this. Can you imagine Saturday, Sunday, weekday, Saturday, Sunday, my job was just measuring current voltage of many devices. Just looking at the current voltage, which means also when I measure the current, which directly correlated to the number of free carriers. So for those with a lot of defects, the current is higher. So it should be good, right? But the problem is, and then people normally got it wrong. People think it's good. You dope it to increase the free carriers, but you don't put defects to increase the free carriers. Number one, as mentioned by Aiman just now, when you have defects, you cannot control how many defects in your structure. As an engineer, we like everything that we can control. Anything that we cannot control, we go miserable, because we don't know what will happen. It's not predictable. It's not in the theory. It's not in the calculation. It's not in the simulation, and things like that can go here or there. It can go either way. So it's not good because we don't know. Sometimes the current will be higher of this amount, and sometimes current will be higher by a bigger amount. Right, so therefore we don't like that because we cannot predict the performance, because you don't want. Can you imagine if you have defects, you have a lot of free carriers, right? Can you imagine you buy one time, you buy your amplifier, boom boom boom, of your of your TV. Sometimes it becomes very loud and suddenly not very loud, crazy, right? Can you imagine that? Because of the defects, they go crazy. Sometimes you cannot control this in this device, how much defect, another device how much defect. Normally defects are like random. Okay, unless you can control the defect, then maybe defect is good, but generally you cannot control defects, therefore it's bad. So on generation also, so this debunking my Sarah view, although generation is still bad if you have if you have defects. How about recombination? Recombination even worse. You don't want recombination through defects. Why? Remember the direct and indirect band gap that we talked before. For which kind of band gap that gives you light, direct or indirect? Buka buku.
Direct.
Direct.
Direct. So direct band gap, you will get light coming out, right, through the recombination. But let's say if it's I give a direct band gap semiconductor, for example, let's call it gallium nitride. Gallium nitride is a type of direct band gap semiconductor, and you have recombination, very nice band to band recombination, you get light. The color is blue. the color is blue, okay, with a certain energy level. But if you have defects, a lot of defects which are electrically active. So when I say, remember last time I say defect, you can have defect that you can see in the microscope and it looks very bad, that's physically, but it doesn't sometimes not all translate to electrical. Sometimes it's bad, it looks very horrible, but it doesn't affect the electrical. So sometimes we say electrically active defects. So these electrically active defects, it becomes energy level inside the band gap. Right? So when you have recombination through defects, even if it's a direct band gap semiconductor, it's like gallium nitride or gallium arsenide or indium phosphide. So when they recombine through defects, they change momentum. Remember last time when we say direct band gap, they don't change momentum. If indirect, you have to go like this. So when you have defects, so the recombination is no longer, it will change the momentum, therefore you will not get any light. So what will happen? The energy is in terms of heat, phonon, heat, H-E-A-T. So therefore it's not good. Especially for you want to make LED or laser, you want light to come out, suddenly a lot of heat coming out. So you are losing the power, the energy that you put, right? You put battery, put a lot of battery, but instead of getting light out, just like you get a lot of heat and it's not efficient. So recombination is not good for defects having for recombination because it will not give, if it's a direct band gap material, it will give out more, it will just give out heat. Okay. So I think that's all for defects. I think, and radiation also the same. Radiation will create defects inside the structure. So it's not good. It's not good. That's why we are now trying to find semiconductors that are strong with resilient towards radiation, so that we can reduce the defects. Okay, I think that's all for today. So next class, we'll go to the next thing, inshallah. Maybe after next week, I'll give you a quiz, the first quiz. When we finish all these fundamentals, I'll give you a first quiz, inshallah. Okay. All right. Let's close the class. Any question before we end? No, madam. We have another class next week.
Sir,
Yes?
I have a question.
Yes.
About defect. Is it possible to have multiple defects?
Good question. Yes. So if I were to draw, defects are like stairs for it to move like that. You can have multiple levels. So remind me to next class. Thank you for the question. Remind me next class to talk about defects in the middle and defects are another energy level. For maybe not the middle. Which one is better? Which one is more active? Is it in the middle or it doesn't matter wherever the defects are? So there are two things about defect. Number one is the density of the defects. How many defects level you have in the structure. Or number two is where the defects are in the energy band gap. Look at where is it? So and another thing is they call it the carrier capture cross section of the defect. How big is the defect basically? If the defect is bigger, so it carries more. These are the things that, the properties of the defects. Maybe we'll discuss a bit next class. Okay, good. Can we have somebody to recite the dua? It should be like rotating, right? Has everybody recited or not yet? You know who you are. Otherwise, we cannot leave. Aiman?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. Ya Fattahu ya Alim iftah qalbi futuhal arifin. Allahumma inna nastaudi'uka ma'alam tanihi fardudhu ilayya.
Still, your dua is still for you, not for everybody. I commented this before, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't find dua for everybody?
I've changed to I've consult with my roommate that
Yeah, your roommate, something wrong with your roommate. So can you okay, try again next time. So consult somebody better or find yeah, you need to know a little bit of Arabic for this, but I can detect some of it is only for you. There are some good, but some didn't make mix. Okay, so hutang Aiman, who will replace Aiman today? Who haven't recited? Okay, go on.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamata fi din wa afiyatan fil jasad wa ziyadatan fil ilmi wa barakatan fi rizqi wa tawbatan qabla al-maut wa rahmatan inda al-maut wa maghfiratan ba'da al-maut. Allahumma halana fi sakaratil maut najati minan nar wa anfa'il hisab. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Okay, thank you very much, Ikram. So let's end the class with tasbih kifarah and salat. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilaik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal 'asr. Innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa 'amilus solihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Okay, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Gimana?